Welcome to your complete step-by-step manual for AnyLingo. In the next 15 minutes, you will learn everything you need to go from a brand new visitor to a confident daily user. We will start by creating your account. Then we will create your very first personalized lesson. And then we will walk through every single tool in the app. The content page, the translation page, the read aloud page, all 5 training drills, and the fluency assessment. AnyLingo is not a vocabulary game, and it is not a grammar course. It is a fluency trainer. It is built on one central idea. You do not learn to speak a language by consciously memorizing it. You learn it by training your subconscious. So before we touch a single button, let us make sure you understand what the app is actually trying to do to your brain. Almost every language product you have ever tried works on conscious learning. You memorize a word list, you study a grammar rule, you translate in your head, and then you forget most of it within a week. AnyLingo takes the opposite approach. It uses what psychologists call System 1, the fast, automatic, subconscious part of your mind. That is the system a child uses. A child never studies grammar tables. Yet by age 5, that child speaks fluently. The way AnyLingo activates System 1 is deceptively simple. It asks you to do 3 demanding things at the same instant. Read the text with your eyes, listen to the audio with your ears, and speak the words out loud with your mouth. Your conscious mind cannot handle 3 simultaneous channels. It becomes overloaded, it steps back, and your subconscious takes over pattern absorption. That single mechanism, which you will meet in Drill 3, is the heart of the entire platform. Everything else in the app exists to support it. The platform stands on 3 pillars: subconscious training, self-personalized lessons that you generate yourself with AI, and guided self-learning, where you become your own teacher. Keep those 3 in mind as we go. Let us begin. Open your browser and go to anylingo.net. On the home page, you will see 2 ways in: the blue Get Started button in the top right corner, and the Start Free Trial button in the middle of the page. Both take you to the same place. You will land on the page titled Start Your Free 10-Day Trial. Notice the 2 tabs at the top of the form: Sign Up and Log In. New users stay on Sign Up. Returning users click Log In. The form asks for 3 things. First, your full name. Second, your email address. Third, a password of at least 8 characters. Below that, tick the checkbox to agree to the terms of service and the privacy policy. Then click the blue Start Free Trial button. 2 things are worth knowing about the trial. You do not need a credit card to begin, and the trial runs for 10 days. If you complete 3 lessons and 1 fluency test during that period, you unlock 3 bonus days, which gives you 13 days in total. After the trial, AnyLingo costs $5.99 per month, or $59.99 per year, which works out to about $2.08 a month. You can cancel at any time and keep access for the period you already paid for. Once you submit the form, you are inside the app. Take 30 seconds to learn the navigation bar at the top of the screen, because you will use it constantly. From left to right, you have Content, Read Aloud, Translation, Assessment, Hybrid, Drills, and Account, with Logout at the end. Content is your lesson library. This is where you create, view, edit, delete, and activate lessons. Read Aloud generates the spoken audio of your lesson and lets you control the voice and the speed. Translation shows your lesson side by side with a translation into your own language, sentence by sentence. Drills is where the actual training happens. There are 5 drills, and we will cover every one. Assessment is the fluency test. It measures your words per minute and estimates your CEFR level. Hybrid is a special section for schools, universities, and companies rather than individual learners. Account holds your subscription and profile settings, and Logout ends your session. Now, one rule governs all of these pages, and it is the key to understanding how AnyLingo works. Every page operates on whichever single lesson is currently set as active, not on your whole library, on one lesson at a time. So the workflow is always the same. First, create a lesson, then activate it from the content page, and only then move to read aloud, translation, and the drills. Let us do exactly that, starting with creating a lesson. Click Content in the navigation bar. You are now on your lesson library, titled My Lessons. You will see any lessons already saved to your account and a green button labeled Plus Create New Lesson. Here is the part that surprises most new users. You do not write your lessons inside AnyLingo, and AnyLingo does not hand you a fixed curriculum either. You generate your own text using an external AI engine, and then you paste it in. This is what the platform calls self-personalization, and it is the reason the method works so well. You choose the topic, so you are always reading about something you actually care about, at exactly your level. Any AI assistant will do. The founder recommends Microsoft Copilot simply because it is free, but ChatGPT, Gemini, or Claude work equally well. On the content page, you will also find a section called Create Self-Personalized Lessons, containing example prompts you can copy. Let us build the sample lesson we will use for the rest of this manual. Here is the prompt. Generate a 400-word beginner-level English story inspired by The Alchemist. Notice the 3 ingredients in that prompt. A length, 400 words, which is the sweet spot for a single training session. A level, beginner, intermediate, or advanced, matched honestly to where you actually are. And a topic that genuinely interests you. We are using The Alchemist here because it is a simple, vivid, widely loved story, which makes it easy to picture the scenes, and picturing the scenes matters enormously later on. If you love cooking, ask for a story about a chef instead. If you are preparing for business meetings, ask for a dialogue between colleagues negotiating a contract. The engine will produce it in seconds. Now copy the generated text. Return to AnyLingo, click Create New Lesson, type a clear title, in our case, The Alchemist. Paste the story into the lesson text field and click Save Lesson. Your new lesson now appears at the top of the My Lessons list, showing its length and level, 400 words, beginner. Now we come to the step that new users most often miss, and it causes more confusion than anything else in the app. You have created your lesson, but AnyLingo does not yet know that this is the lesson you want to work on. You have to activate it. Look at any lesson in your list, and you will see 4 buttons beside its title. The purple button, Set Active, is the most important button in the entire application. The green View button opens the lesson, so you can read it in full. The blue Edit button lets you change the title or the text itself, which is handy if the AI produced a sentence you want to simplify or a word you want to swap. And the red Delete button removes the lesson permanently, so use it deliberately. Let us activate our sample lesson, step by step. Step 1. Click Content in the top navigation bar. This is your lesson library, and activation can only be done from here. Step 2. Find the lesson you want in the My Lessons list. In our case, that is the row titled The Alchemist. Look along that row, to the right of the title, and click the purple Set Active button. Notice that you are clicking the button on that specific row. Each lesson has its own set of 4 buttons, so make sure you are on the row you intend. Step 3. Confirm it worked. As soon as you click, a green banner appears reading Active Lesson, The Alchemist. That banner is your confirmation. From this moment on, every other page in the app is working on this text. Open Read Aloud, and it generates audio for The Alchemist. Open Translation, and it translates The Alchemist. Open any of the 5 drills or the assessment, and they all pull from The Alchemist. You will see that same green banner at the top of each page, which is your assurance that you are training on the right text. 2 things worth remembering. Only one lesson can be active at a time, so activating a different lesson simply replaces the previous one. And if you ever open a drill and find it empty or showing a story you did not expect, the cause is almost always that no lesson is active or the wrong one is. The fix is always the same.
Go back to Content and click Set Active on the lesson you want. Our lesson is now active, so let us put it to work.
Click Translation. Notice the green banner at the top confirming that The Alchemist is your active lesson. Set the From Language dropdown to the language of your lesson, in our case, English. Set the To Language dropdown to your own native language, for example, Spanish. Choose the Sentence by Sentence option, then click the blue Translate button. The page now shows your lesson broken into sentence pairs, the original on the left, your native language on the right. This makes the input what linguists call comprehensible, meaning you understand the meaning of every line. Now, the single most important instruction in this entire manual: do not memorize the translation. Do not try to hold 2 columns of words in your head. The translation exists for one purpose only: to let you understand the story so vividly that you can picture it. So here is how to use this page properly. Take the first line, Santiago woke before sunrise. Read it in your native language. Then close your eyes for a moment and visualize what is happening. See the boy. See the dark sky beginning to lighten. See the empty street. Then read the same sentence in English while that mental film is still playing. You are connecting the foreign words directly to images and meaning, not to your native words. That is the difference between translating in your head forever and eventually thinking in the language. This is also why a vivid, concrete story like The Alchemist works so well as a lesson. Markets, deserts, a boy on a journey, these are easy to see. Work through the whole lesson once this way. You only need to do it once per lesson, and after that, you can put translation aside entirely. Click Read Aloud. Because The Alchemist is your active lesson, the app now generates a spoken audio version of that text using a synthetic native voice. You will see a panel called Read Aloud Settings with 2 dropdowns. The first is Voice Selection. Open it and choose a voice you find pleasant and clear. Some learners prefer a male voice, some a female voice, and some prefer a specific regional accent. Pick one and stay with it for consistency. The second dropdown is Speech Rate, and this one is critical. If you are a beginner or an intermediate learner, change it from the default to 0.75 times, labeled Slow. Do not skip this step. Here's why. In Drill 3, you will be required to speak out loud at the same time as the audio. At full native speed, that is physically impossible for a learner. Your mouth simply cannot form unfamiliar sounds that fast, and you will fall behind and give up. At 0.75, the audio runs about 25% slower than natural speech, which is just slow enough for you to keep pace, while still sounding like real connected language rather than isolated words. The founder of AnyLingo calls this special English. As your fluency grows, you can raise the rate back toward 1 times and beyond. Below the settings, you have 4 playback controls. The green Start Read Aloud button begins playback from the beginning. The yellow Pause button pauses where you are. The blue Continue button resumes from that same point. And the red Stop button ends playback entirely. Press Start now and simply listen to The Alchemist once from beginning to end, so your ear knows what is coming. Now click Drills. You will see the 5 training drills listed in order. They are designed to be done in sequence because each one prepares you for the next. Open Drill 1, Listen and Follow, and click the purple Start button. The audio begins playing, and the text highlights along with it, so your eyes are pulled forward at exactly the speed of the voice. Your only job in this drill is to follow. Do not speak, do not stop to look up words, do not rewind because you missed something. Just let your eyes track the highlight while your ears take in the sound. What you are doing here is linking the written shape of each word to its actual sound in connected speech, including the parts textbooks never show you, where words blend together, where the speaker pauses, and which syllables get stressed. Run this drill 2 or 3 times through before you move on. It should feel almost passive, and that is correct. Open Drill 2. Highlight and Translate. First, choose your language in the Translate To dropdown. Then click the blue Enable Highlighting button to switch the tool on. Now, read through the lesson. Whenever you hit a word or a phrase whose meaning is genuinely unclear, click and drag your cursor across it. A small pop-up appears immediately, showing the original text and its translation. Read it, absorb the meaning, and click the blue Close button to dismiss it. 2 cautions. First, this is a repair tool, not a study tool. Use it for the handful of phrases that are actually blocking your understanding, not for every word you find mildly unfamiliar. Second, once again, do not memorize. You are clearing an obstacle so the story flows, then moving on. If you find yourself highlighting 20 phrases in a 400-word text, that is a signal that this lesson is too hard for you. Go back to content, generate an easier version with your AI, and start again. Comprehensible input means you already understand most of it. Open Drill 3. Read and speak simultaneously. This is the single most important drill in AnyLingo. Everything you have done up to this point has been preparation for this. Click the purple Start button. The audio begins at your chosen slow speed, and the text highlights along with it. Now you do all 3 things at once. Your eyes read the text, your ears follow the audio, and your voice speaks the words out loud at the same moment as the recording. Out loud, genuinely voiced, not whispered, not in your head. It will feel awkward and slightly overwhelming the first few times. That feeling is not a sign that you are doing it wrong. That feeling is the entire point. Your conscious mind is being deliberately overloaded, and when it can no longer keep up with 3 simultaneous channels, it hands the work over to your subconscious. From that moment on, you are absorbing the rhythm, the intonation, the word order, and the grammatical patterns of the language the same way a child does, without analysis and without forgetting. 2 practical notes. Do not stop when you stumble. Simply catch up at the next phrase and keep going. And repeat this drill far more than feels necessary. 5, 8, 10 passes over the same 400 words in one session. Repetition here is not boring memorization. It is the shaping of automatic motor and auditory patterns. If you only have 10 minutes a day for AnyLingo, spend those 10 minutes on Drill 3. Open Drill 4. Record and compare. Here you find out how you actually sound, which is often very different from how you think you sound. Click the red Start Recording button and read a paragraph of the lesson aloud in your own voice, at your own pace, without the audio playing. When you finish, click the gray Stop Recording button. You can then play your recording back and compare it directly against the native synthetic voice from the Read Aloud page. Listen for 3 things specifically: individual sounds you are forming differently, words where you place the stress in the wrong place, and the overall melody or intonation of your sentences. If you want to keep the recording, click the blue Save Recording button, and the file is downloaded to your computer as a WAV file, which is useful for tracking your progress over weeks or for sharing with a teacher. There is also a transcription area with an Auto Detect Language dropdown and a Transcribe Recording button. Transcribing your speech shows you which words came out clearly enough for a machine to recognize, which is a blunt but very honest measure of your pronunciation. The 5th drill is your measurement tool, and it lives on its own tab. Click Assessment. The page is called Flow Speech Fluency Testing, or FSFT. At the top, set the mode dropdown, for example, vocabulary mode, which pulls words directly from your lesson text, and set the language dropdown to the language you are testing, such as English US. The test then shows you a counter, for instance, word 1 of 20, and one large word on screen. Click the green Start Recording button and speak a complete natural sentence out loud using that word. Your speech appears in the live transcription box as you talk. Click the red Stop Recording button and the next word appears. If a word comes up that you genuinely do not know, click the gray Unknown button to skip it. Being honest here makes your score meaningful. Scroll down to the results panel and you will see your numbers.
your words per minute, an estimated CEFR level, such as B1, how many of the 20 words you knew, and that figure as a percentage. Words per minute is the number that matters most. Around 90 words per minute is the threshold where speech starts to feel genuinely functional, and the target you are working toward is 120 to 150 words per minute, which is the range of comfortable native conversation. Run this test roughly once a week, not every day, and write the number down. Watching that figure climb is the clearest proof that the subconscious training is working.
2 tabs remain. The hybrid tab is not for individual learners. It's designed for schools, universities, and corporate training teams. It shows a comparison between traditional hybrid teaching and the AnyLingo model. Learner-generated lessons instead of teacher-led ones, subconscious pattern acquisition instead of rote memorization, and zero preparation workload for teachers. It also lays out a weekly rhythm: daily self-training Monday through Thursday, a live small group guiding session on Friday, and reflection over the weekend. If you represent an institution, that tab tells you who to contact. The Account tab holds your subscription details and profile settings, and Logout ends your session securely on shared computers. Let us put everything together into a routine you can actually follow. A complete AnyLingo session takes 20 to 30 minutes and runs like this. 1. Open Content and click Set Active on your lesson, or create a new 400-word lesson with your AI if you're ready for fresh material. Never skip the activation step. 2. Open Translation and read the lesson sentence by sentence, visualizing the scenes. 3. Open Read Aloud. Choose your voice and set the speed to 0.75. 4. Run Drill 1 and follow the highlighted text with your eyes. 5. Run Drill 2 and clear up only the phrases that genuinely block you. 6. Run Drill 3, reading, listening, and speaking simultaneously, and repeat it many times. This is where fluency is actually built. 7. Run Drill 4 occasionally to record yourself and compare with the native voice. And 8. Once a week, open assessment and log your words per minute. Keep a new lesson coming every few days so the material stays interesting, and be patient with the numbers. You are not accumulating facts about a language. You are building automatic patterns, and that happens quietly underneath conscious awareness until one day you notice you responded without translating. That is AnyLingo end-to-end. Sign in at anylingo.net, create your first lesson, set it active, and start with Drill 3. Good luck with your training.